have so much to get to on this show. I know you're dying to talk to your BB Can 6 winner, but first let me remind you guys, if you want to see any of the past shows back, you can check them all out over at yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan. Of course, you guys are watching this live right now in YouNow, so make sure you become a fan so that you're alerted every time we go live. Tomorrow we are live with Kayla, Thursday Derek, Friday Johnny, and Saturday Will. So make sure you become a fan here so you're alerted every time we go live. Of course, if you love these shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only group, prize giveaways just for patrons, and it helps support our shows and everything we're doing for Big Brother 20, which was announced to start on June 27th today. I know a lot of you have been wondering when the start date is, June 27th. Of course, patrons also get access to the after shows when they're happening live if you become a patron, or you can always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Now, without further ado, I need to bring on the lady you all want to hear from. It's Paris!
Hi!
Hello, Big Brother Canada 6 winner and my pick to win day one. Paris!
Hi, how are you doing?
I am doing great, Paris. How are you doing is the question.
Oh my god. So what, it's been 10 days. I'm still in a haze. Like, I still can't get over what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on cloud 9, man. This has been like the coolest 10 days of my life. I'm just taking it day by day though. Like, I still feel like I zone out at times and I'm thinking Big Brother, and it's just like, no, it's over. It's done. You need to relax now.
Well, it's not over and you're about to relive it. So this show, Paris, is for your fans. I'm going to be bombarding you with your fans' questions during this show. So let everyone know right now. For starters, make sure you spread the word. Let everyone know that we're live. Square, megaphone, up arrow, share the show is what I'm saying. And make sure you become a fan so you can start leaving your questions in the chat room right now or tweeting me them with hashtag YRRLive. But everybody, perhaps the coolest thing ever from your winner of BB Can 6 is that she wants the #1 fan on this show to win a Skype call with her.
Ooh,
yay!
yes!
The #1 fan on this show is winning a Skype call with Paris. So that is going to be exciting, everybody. Now, we just got to jump right into it, Paris.
Okay, let's do it.
And I know I don't want to be mean. I feel like I have to get the hard-hitting question out of the way first.
Okay.
So we can just move on and move away from it.
Bring it on.
Everybody needs to know when you are the only one who can answer this, Paris.
Do it. What
Jesse, hotter with glasses or without?
Oh, easy. Hotter with glasses.
Thank
100.
you, Paris. Did you hear that,
100.
Maddie? Thank
Game
you.
changer. Game changer. Like, the day that happened, all the girls we were all in the house like, wow, why did he not do this earlier?
Oh, well, there's people with revisionist history like Maddie, Paris, who are like, no, he is not better looking with glasses. And I am like, Maddie, what are you talking about? You're a crazy person.
She even told me that day, she was like, he looks like Clark Kent now. Like, that's right. Like, Maddie, no, I was there. I remember, girl. You liked it with glasses. Come on.
She did. She did like him with glasses. All right, Paris.
Yes.
Your game, I think, is probably one of the best Big Brother Canada 6 games we've seen in a long time.
Oh.
Now, I will say, depending on what people value, I know you're always going to have to make this argument, depending on what people value. Do they value a strategic game or a physical game? So I'm going to take this question from Destiny, who says, what is your reply to the people that think comp wins from Kayla are more deserving of a win than a strategic and under the radar game like you played?
I mean, it's all about how you look at it, to be honest with you. Because for me, I like players like Kayla. They're really exciting to me. Like, when I see her win things, obviously as someone that is competing against her, it's not the best feeling. But I could even imagine it at the time, damn, this girl's killing it. She keeps pulling out these wins. She is so fun to watch. So it does depend on what you like in a player. For me, I thought I was gonna have to start winning competitions in like week 6. Like that's what I thought. I didn't think my social game was gonna carry me that far. And so I remember thinking like if I get to the end without any comp wins, like I'm not gonna be able to win. Like it's gonna be I played such a boring one-sided game. So to me, it's like I like the well-roundedness of her game. Like I like that she had comp wins, she had alliances, she had other things as well. But like I get why you like her gameplay. Like I do too. She's an exciting player. I haven't watched the show, so like I can't say much more than that. But like I get why. Like she's a really good player. Like she is such a badass. Like she made moves in this house. She played Big Brother. But it's like at the end of the day, like it doesn't just come down to that. There is more to it.
It doesn't. And I say this with all due respect to Kayla. Kayla is on the show tomorrow night. I love Kayla. I was honestly, I wanted the final 2 to be you two because I was like, I will be so happy having a girl win who played their ass off in 2 completely different ways. I personally will always think your game was a harder and more strategic game to play. To play a social game, to not be nominated until the end of the game, that right there speaks to everything of your game. If I was you and I went to jury, I would have just been like, nominated once. What?
What? But that's the thing that's like, I feel like a little bit underestimated is that like I had a really strong bond and a relationship with every single person in that house. I think the only one that I didn't wasn't like a deep rooted conversation that we had about like it wasn't like a deep connection was probably Andrew, and only because I really wanted Andrew to tell me why he put me in hell that first night, and he never told me. Even with like Mama Rosie, like we're there for 6 days, like she said she went up because she was rooting for me. So I had like relationships with every single person in the house, and I think that's what ended up helping me aside from like those final HOHs.
Okay, let's take some real deal questions. Audrey L wants to know, we didn't really get to see how the real deal was formed. Could you tell us a little bit more about how it came to be? Was it just a bedroom thing? Was it just you guys being friends? How did the real deal get formed?
I think the person that approached me was Kayla. So it was like day 2 or something, and Kayla pulled me into the pantry and she was like, "Hey, I feel really good about you. I think like maybe we should talk about some kind of an alliance with the boys." And I was like, "Who are the boys?" And she was like, I think she told me, or maybe I found out later on from Derek that Jesse had told him in the pantry like the very first night, "Hey, like we're going to be looked at as like threats, we might as well like align." Right. And so to me, like when Kelly told me that, I was like, perfect. This is like the cool kids alliance that I need to like kind of be in. And so I think that's how it started. And then one day it was just the 3 of them. And I think this might have made it on the show because someone told me about this. And I just like walked in, the 3 of them were there, and we just sat down. And I think Jesse was the one that came up with the name and like the hand signal. And then it just went off from there.
It did go.
I'm sorry. Are these answers too long?
No, like, Paris, please. People want to hear what you think about these things. They're loving it. So Adamis in the chat room wants to know, would you have been loyal to the real deal had Jesse stayed? Like 100% loyal to the real deal, I guess is what he's asking.
Okay. I wasn't going to be 100% loyal to anybody in the house. Like I'm sorry. I was there for me. And it's like at times I even lost sight of that because I was like, oh my God, I love these people so much. And like, we'll get into that later on. I'm sure the question will come up. But yes, at times it was hard. But for me, like I wasn't loyal to one person. I was just kind of like, I'm going to go with whatever I think is the best, case scenario for me. And if it means I have to jump ship at some point and, let a sinking ship go, that's what I have to do. And so I think if Jesse stayed though, I think it was going to be probably the alliance that I was most loyal to, only because really early on I realized I really liked Maddie and Will on a personal level, but we weren't winning anything. I realized they had a similar strategy to me. Like they were also throwing things, and I was like, I heard someone call us the tragic trio, and I was like, what a perfect name. Like we indeed were such a tragic trio. Like we sucked at so many things. So I just had to I think I was going to go with the real deal just because I knew they were going to be compies. I knew they were going to be running the game. And three of us made it to top three. So
I have to. I feel like on behalf of the fans, don't kill me, fans, but I gotta say this. I gotta say two things on behalf of the fans. Number one, thank you for being such like a lover of the feeds and a person that talked to us all season long. I really think without you, we would have missed an inner like line to what was actually going on in the game and what you were thinking at times. So I know feeder watchers love that. And if I had an award to give you, I would give you the award for, oh my God, working with Will the longest. How did you do it, Paris? I have to think that has to be one of the most questions you've got was, why did you, and again, we love Will the person, we love Will the dad, we think Will is phenomenal, but Will the game player was a drowning boat crashing on a shore, and Paris is just trying to bail the water out of it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, we were so bad. Like, the three of us were just terrible.
Just Will.
I just thought, to me, I always felt like and again, this might be different. I don't know if this is how like Maddie and Will feel, but I feel like I always had those two numbers on my side guaranteed. Like, it didn't matter what position I was in. Those were two numbers for me at all times is how I felt. And so I think a lot of times it was just like, Paris, like, shut your mouth. It's worth $100,000. Let him feel whatever he wants to feel. Let him think that this is the way the game is. And, just recognize that that's a number for you. If you put up on the block, that's a number for you. In jury, probably a number for you.
Right. Would you have, taken him all the way to the end? Or I guess let's start here. Dee Dee in the chat room wants to know, were you upset when Will jumped down in that final veto? I mean, how could you not?
It would have been so perfect that like Derek would have gone home on Kayla's HOH. Like, that was like finally like tragic trio, not anymore. Like, we're going to kill this thing. Like, in my head, I was just like, this is our moment. This is the moment we're stop being such just garbage players. Like, this is it. Like, Will, this is when people are going to like be Will fans and recognize you're here to play a game. And then it was just made for him. Like, me and Maddie were sitting there like, this is made for you. You just reach anywhere. You're fine. And like, I don't know. It upsets me. I feel like I can't be a hypocrite and be like, oh, like, why did you get thrown? I threw a lot of comps. Like, I get it. But it was just not at that stage. Like, you just, it was so, I was in the DR for like a half hour complaining. Like, I was so mad.
I see a lot of people asking, I see Nicole, I see Whitney, I see a lot of people right now in the chat all saying, why weren't you more vocal in that moment? We saw Maddie tried to be a little bit more vocal in that moment, but it didn't seem like you were like screaming at Will, what are you doing? Was it because you didn't want to make waves with Kayla and Derek, or what was your mindset there and not yelling at him?
I told myself all the way through the entire season, I was not going to be the person to be like the voice of things, because it's 16 strong personalities. The second you try and become the voice of a group like that, like, you are done. So for me, it was always like, let somebody else make themselves a target. I'm on the block with Maddie, and if Maddie's going to be the one to be so against Ayla, so be it. It didn't really matter at that point, though, because Final Five is Final Five. Like, all those things are just, they don't matter. But another thing was, I had known from a few weeks earlier, and again, like, on a personal level, like, I'm going to visit Will. I love Will. We played the entire game together. Right. But on like a game level, it's like, that was already a done deal. Like, I knew Will would do what Will had to do to get to the next week, and it didn't matter. At no point did he consider other people. He didn't consider the situation. As long as Will got to the next week, that's what he was going to do. And so to me, I just would have made myself a target if I were to say things, because it's just, I saw Maddie make herself a target, and I wasn't about to do that,
Right. I think you and Maddie both were kind of like, we don't want to make ourselves a target in the chance that Will loses this competition literally made for him. Look, you handled it better than I did, Paris. I swear to God, if I would have went to last season's time machine that Arissa had, I would have taken Will, dragged him to the part 1 of the final 3, and I would have drowned him in that lake.
In that lake. It was probably the most frustrated I've been with him the entire game. I couldn't believe it. And it's so funny because like I met him that first night and I was like, oh my God, this is the John to my Netta. And we are nothing like them. Like we sucked.
Will is no John. That is for sure. Again, I just have to remind people because I feel like people send me so many messages after the show. Guys, I like Will the person, but we're here talking about game, and Will didn't have a game.
Two separate things, you guys.
Two totally separate things.
People don't get it. It's different. The game is different from a personal standpoint. It's just not the same.
But let's talk a little bit more about Will because we have seen well, first of all, I want to know, has your dad punched Will in the face yet?
No, he has not yet.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, ask me.
I was gonna say there were some good Paris rants. Like some of us were like, "Yes," when you were like, "Will," you would go to the camera and be like, "Will, if you ever talk to me that way, and if my father's listening, he's gonna punch you in the face with." And I was like, "Yes, Paris, you get Will." But on the flip side, people like Erna D in the chat is saying, Paris, why did you let Will, and I'll say, do you feel like Will, mistreated you when he didn't see you as valuable to his game or respected your game? In other words, people kind of felt going along the game that there were times when Will did disrespect you or your game. What do you want to say about that?
Again, like on a personal level, love the guy, but I realized early on talking with Maddie that Will was he had a different picture of what the game was like when he was playing it. Like me and Maddie would be like, this is the way things are. And then he was like, no, this is the way things are. And it was so far from what I thought was reality that to me, it didn't matter. Like I didn't really think anything of it when he was like disregarding me or my game, because to me I was like, you're always a number, you're always going to be someone that's on my side, you're going to vote the way I want you to vote. And so for me it made sense because I already had like 2 guaranteed at all times. But a lot of times like I didn't know either, like people have treated me some things that I didn't know were happening or were said. And so, again, because we played the game, I know what the pressure is like in that house. Like, I'm not going to take anything to heart because there's like a clip of me roasting him, apparently. So, like, I also know I was not the nicest. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and, like, judge him for it. But I know at times I was really frustrated and I had to just keep my eyes on the prize and be like, just whatever.
And I love that answer, Paris. Here's the thing. It's a game. You all are going to do and say things in that game that you would not do or say in real life. And a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes you need to trash the person because that furthers your game. Trashing someone to the right people is a great game move. It makes you closer with that person that might not like that other person. But people don't get the game moves in that aspect. Go ahead.
Sorry, and it's like I feel so bad because I want to get to the questions, but it's like I have so much I want to say.
Go,
like that's something that I don't know if it got lost in translation or what with me and Maddie. A lot of girls didn't like Maddie in the house only because they felt like she has this very like strong, independent persona about her, and whereas like I would be bowing down to these girls, Maddie was like, no, I'm my own vote, like I will not, and I loved that about her. But at the same time, it was like I had to say certain things in order for the girls to think I wasn't close with Maddie so that they would spill the tea to me, And it's like, I think that was kind of like misunderstood at times, where it was like, no, she doesn't like Maddie, but it wasn't the case. Like,
I get it. I mean, I loved your relationship with Maddie, and it was... I loved it. I loved your guys' relationship together. I mean, as much as I love Kayla, it's like, I have to say I loved you more because I picked you as the winner in our trash draft this season. So I have to say that I love you more. But I mean, I guess if I could have picked who I wanted to be the final 2, I think I would have picked you and Maddie. But again, that's not to take anything away from Kayla, who killed it getting to the end. Behoot has a very serious question for you.
Ooh.
Again. She would like to know, where did you get the adorable reindeer pajama pants?
Honestly, I think it was like Urban Planet or something. Somewhere cheap, nothing fancy, nothing special.
Okay, Big Brother Gwen wants to know, did you know that Dayla tried to cut you out of the real deal and replace you with Olivia?
Yes, I did. Listen, I mean, okay, I don't know what the order of it was that when like the way it went down because like live feeds weren't on then, so there's no way for me to even check. But the very first night, I was sitting on the right couch, like the right red one, and then there was Kayla and Derek, and then Olivia and Jesse sitting on a couch. And I said, I remember turning to the people next to me, and I was like, "Yo, that's hashtag Dayla and hashtag Jalivia." I like wanted those two together. I was gonna attach myself to them and be the fifth. Like I was like rooting for it. I went to Jesse and I was like, "Yo, Olivia thinks you're super hot." I went to Olivia and I was like, "Yo, Jesse thinks you're super hot." Like I was trying to like hook them up. I was the one that came up with hashtag Dayla and hashtag Jalivia, and it didn't happen because there was some more tea that maybe I'll spill later. But
Patron show.
yeah, come to the show and you'll find out. No, but I wanted to be the fifth in that foursome. So like if the thing was to like cut me out, I don't know, but I don't know when it happened in there. But I think the original was going to be the four of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, was that, because we know that you're a huge super fan, was that because you were trying to maybe be a little bit like Paul, play a little bit of a Paul game of I can play couples and alliances off of each other?
Oh yeah, and like again, I have no idea what was shown, but at some point I really was doing exactly what he was doing in the sense that like I was a third to Maddie and Will, I was a third to Allie and Liv, I was a third to Kayla and Derek. Even Johnny and Erica, I had a different relationship with them, but I had a certain kind of relationship with them. Like they like could see through me at times, but at other times they're also like, she's harmless, she's on my side. Like everybody thought I was on their side, like all the way through.
Right. Okay. I look, I can't, I have a hard time when people attack your game, or we'll get to the one part of your game that I think people are the most critical of, because I really do feel like you played a pretty flawless game. What I know that people critique about your game is triple eviction week.
Yes.
They feel like you did not make a solid decision, that you were wavering back and forth all week. Like you would talk to the cameras and you would tell us that you were wavering and you didn't know which way that you were going. Now, I don't know why that's really a negative in gameplay, because you're kind of, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'll let you say, what do you want to say about it? What do you want to say about that week?
Well, first and foremost, when I was talking to the cameras, it was therapeutic for me. It was a way for me to just get my thoughts out. At times, I would be thinking certain things and not necessarily be saying it out loud. At other times, I would say out loud the chaos that was going on in my head. I didn't really realize that there would be so many people on the other side and ready to critique everything that I said. I know what I signed up for, but when you're in that house, it's different. It's different. I didn't know I was going to be, and that's the thing. It sucks because I felt like something that was supposed to be a connection between me and what I thought was me, the past 5 years, the live feeders on the other side, ended up costing me so much in the sense that people are just critiquing every single thing that I said on the live feeds. Like that part sucks because I feel like it was like not the intention, but that's what I signed up for and that's what I did. I verbalized everything.
Right.
But at the same time, I wasn't going to make $100,000 decision and be thinking it's like black and white. Like to me, there were so many things to consider. It's easy, I think, to sit at home and watch the show, see everything that's happening and say, well, obviously you do this, obviously you do that, obviously it's not the same in the house. It's so much harder. I went in there thinking like I'm going to be like so good at this game. And week after week, I had a hard time. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not afraid to say like, I never said I was a Dr. Will in this, not by any means. I made so many mistakes. I had a hard time getting there. And I'm open with that,
I'm going to help you right here, Paris. That's the wrong answer. You are the only person that gets to say, you made no mistakes this game.
I
Because
know.
you
I was
won.
gonna get there. I was gonna get there. I was gonna
Because you
say like,
won. Everything
no,
you
but that's
did
the
was
thing.
correct.
It was so hard for me to make that call because on one hand, Big Brother 101, you do not keep a showmance in the house. You
Right.
just don't do it. On the other hand, I wasn't believing Ali and Liv when they were telling me that like I wasn't going to be going home in the triple.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought, you know what? I keep a showmance in the house, but then if the three of us make it to final five, I am basically guaranteed final four because Maddie's going to go home before I do. So for me, it's like, yes, it made sense to make that move. And in retrospect, obviously it was the right move. But, you know, I didn't really care what it meant for the trio. I care what it meant for me. And for me, it got me to final four where I could play in every HOH that was left
Right.
and get to the end. So I'm perfectly happy. I'm 100K richer. I don't care.
And you have the title, which we all know how much the title meant to you as well.
You know, yeah, I talked about that a lot, and that's the part that hasn't sunk in yet.
I am very happy that you're the winner. I think you are representing a great I just feel like for the first time in a while, and I know people love Kevin, and I no disrespect to Kevin, but I just feel like you are going to be a winner that is like a winner for the fans. I see you being like one with the fans and one to connect with your fans, and I love that about a winner when they are wanting to connect with fans. So that's what I like.
It's been so special. It's been so cool. Like, so positive, so positive. I didn't think it was going to be that positive. I didn't.
Now let's talk about a word that you think that you might not think is a negative word anymore, but in the game you did think was a negative word.
Yeah.
Floater.
Yeah.
Darcy St. Amant says, why did the word floater agitate the trio so much? You played a flawless floater game. Even June Song gave you praise for being the best since her. So do you now know that floater is not a bad thing?
Yes. Okay. Here's the thing. There's a floater and then there's a coaster, right? So I think in my head, I thought of it as like, okay, a coaster, someone that like did nothing in this game, and I was offended. Was I offended? I was like, no, I felt like I did things in this game. I played my heart out. I played day in and day out. Like, I didn't always 2 minutes in the house. I was in and out of every room. I talked so much, like I knew I was just talking too much at that point because like, you guys have watched, you know how much work I put into it, and whether or not it was always effective, like it doesn't matter. I played my heart out. And so to hear that, I thought that people just thought I did nothing in this game. And as someone that even said earlier, someone like Kayla's game is so entertaining to me. Like, I like Kevin's wins. I don't necessarily relate to it because like, I feel like I relate more to the underdog. I feel like that's just, that's how I always imagined myself, like an outsider, never like the cool comp wing chick. Like, it wasn't going to be me. And so I think I was just afraid of not having made a remark on the game. And that's what really upset me as a fan, because I was like, did I just waste my one opportunity by doing nothing in this game? Like, do people even know my name? Like, I was doubting so much.
I have to say, not only do they know your name, Paris, I see so many people in the chat saying, make sure Paris knows that she was hashtag Team Fun Feeds. Not only did we know your name, but you made it Fun Feeds, Paris. Again, I really think
they hated me in the house. They were so annoyed by me.
I think to anybody that says they didn't, but might not like your game, although I don't think anyone in watching right now, obviously these are all your fans, but I would challenge those people to say, think of live feeds without Paris. I don't think they would have been at all as entertaining, nor would we have known half the stuff that we knew that was going on in that game at all without you.
I talked so much. I must have been annoying. But at the same time, entertaining, right? Like,
Gina, what was one of your favorite moments in the house? You got this a lot from your younger fans.
My favorite moment in the house? I think really early on we had a party where it was basically all of us.
Right.
I think it was like day 10 or something. And we all I think it was day 17. It was after the veto wasn't used on Jesse, and there was some tension between him and Hamza. And then we all just got drunk and we just had a really good night. We just all partied and we're like, do you guys realize like we are playing Big Brother? And it was just like a really good like moment for all of us. Same with the kitchen party. I think the parties were a time where we just like stepped away from the game and like really appreciated what we were there for.
I loved your Olivia impersonation. Wait until you get to that episode. I was so,
Is it good?
I was so glad, so glad it made it. And Olivia also loved it. I believe that was Olivia's one of her favorite moments when we asked her on this show. She said it was you during the impression of her. I'm going to take this question from Whitney since we're talking about Olivia, and she says, why were you so determined to get Olivia out early on in the game?
Oh, paranoia, 100%. Okay, so this is what happened. So I got to the point where I was telling them, I was like, you guys should hook up, because to me, I was like, yo, this is a great way for the real deal to have more control, because then Jesse can work on Olivia, because if she likes him already, so this could be great for us. And then I remember talking to Maddie and telling her, hey, like, I'm starting to kind of infiltrate a little bit. I have a little bit of control. This is before the feeds were on.
Right.
And I said to Maddie, I told Jesse, and I'm trying to hook them up. And Maddie was like, oh my God, you idiot. Like, that is not how it works. Like, you want to have control yourself. Like, you don't want to be putting it up to Liv, because then if it comes down to it, he's going to be more on her side than he is on yours. So then Maddie started trying to interrupt and get in there whenever Olivia and Jesse were talking. And that made Olivia really not like Maddie for a while. And listen, this is so early on in the game. This is like a weekend, right? Because I remember Olivia told me, she's like, I'm pretty sure Maddie's interrupted our talk like 21 times. She had counted. So then when I started hanging out with Jesse, I started getting really paranoid, because I was like, what if Olivia's targeting me now because she knows about this whole thing? Now in retrospect, I know she had no idea. But it's like at the time I was doing so much DR to do with the whole thing that I knew there was some kind of a storyline that's between the three of us. And I thought Olivia knew. So I was like, I need to get her out before she gets me out. After Jesse left, we talked so much. Like, we became best friends in that house. But before then, it was just paranoia. I thought she was coming for me. From what I've been talking about, I was like, I'm 100% on her radar. If she didn't like Maddie because she walks in on them, she definitely doesn't like me because I actually talked to him. And so paranoia, you don't know how hard the game is till you play it, honestly.
I want to take this question over from Twitter from Lost in Concruised, who says, at what point in your game did you realize that you could beat Derek and Kayla in the end?
Final five. Final five was, I 100% tried in that HOH that night after the triple, but I got one thing wrong. And I remember being so bummed out, but thinking like, worst case scenario is Maddie goes home and I still get another week, which is what ended up happening. And then I won that final for HOH. And I was like, oh my God, this could actually happen, because up until that point, I was like, there's no way I could ever beat Kayla or Derek. They're going to take me to the end for me to just be like a second place. I actually knew they were going to take Will, if anything. But then I won that first part of the final HOH. And at that point, I was like, I could really do this, because if I win this final HOH, then I have some confidence. Then I could say I played a more well-rounded game. Whereas I felt like if I didn't win that final HOH, I wasn't going to have much to talk about with one HOH on my resume.
Right.
So I think it was like the final five stage.
Final five stage.
So sorry. I ramble so much. I'm
Paris,
sorry.
Look, I have all night. I'll stay as long. Like normally we try and keep the show to an hour, but if you want to go a little, and I'll let you know when we're getting close to an hour. And if you want to go a little more, we'll go a little more.
Let's do it.
Spurs fan 21 wants to know, who is your number one in the house and why? Or would you even say that you had a number one?
I don't know if I had a number one. It changed a lot. The last like 3 weeks of the game, I guess like 2 weeks in there, because Maddie was gone that final week. But I saw this new side to Maddie that I'm pretty sure you guys saw in the bio, because the only episode I've seen has been that first episode with the cast.
Right.
And Maddie had like a voodoo doll, and she was like, oh my God, I'm super like vindictive and like super, I don't know. There was like this new side to her that we never saw in the house. And when I saw that side to Maddie, I was like, girl, like we could have like done some damage if I knew you were like this early on. And so that, like, there was a couple weeks in there where I was just like so intrigued by her. Like, she was like, I was like, oh my God, I want to go to the end with you, like 100%. Really early on in the season, I felt like Kayla and I were going to be a final two, which is weird now because it ended up happening. Not necessarily my number one, but I felt like the four of us, the real deal, was going to make it really far. I was like, these people are good. Like, Kayla's really good. She's like out there talking to everybody. Derek and Jesse can do some damage. Will at some points was like my number one on a personal level. On a game level, I felt like if I were sitting next to him, I was gonna have a really good shot at beating him. So I was gonna be taking him to the end. But I also really loved Maddie. I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't think I had a number one per se. I just kind of was all over the place.
I think that's how you have to play Big Brother. I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
good to have a ride or die, but
Yeah.
I think you have to be adaptable, I guess is
Yeah.
the word. You have to be adaptable.
Yeah.
You got this question a lot too. It's a little shady. Marianne wants to know, Paris, is there anyone that you will not be friends with now that the show is over? Will not be friends with?
You know, I don't know if this is the case with every season, but I feel like our season people are getting along really well. Now, let me spill some tea. Mr. Derek has been talking a lot of crap about me. So when he comes to Vancouver, we're gonna have a chat. But even with him, like we've been DMing, like we've been talking, like Kayla is gonna come to Vancouver. She's gonna stay with me for a night.
Mhm.
Like Olivia's gonna come see Allie. I'm gonna hang out with them. Erica and Shay are coming. I'm going to be seeing them. I'm hanging out with Johnny. I'm hanging out with Allie on Sunday. Like, I'm actually friends with these people. I think that's what kind of ended up, like, helping me was, like, I'm genuinely friends with these people. Like, every single person in the house had a certain kind of connection with me. And so I'm not planning on not following up with that.
I love your cast because I really do feel that you're all genuinely friends. But I'm gonna make a note because we have Derek on Thursday to yell at Derek on Paris's behalf. I got you.
Thank you.
A little post-it. Get ready, Derek.
He was like, yeah, it was a lot of it is like for fun too, but he was like, no, your social game sucked. I had the best social game in the house. I was like, okay, Derek, we'll talk about that when you come to Vancouver.
Yeah, you had the best social game. What place was that again? Oh, third. Okay.
Yes.
Big Brother Gwen wants to know, you got this a lot too. Did you ever truly trust Johnny?
No. Here's the thing about Johnny. He was like my favorite to like. Okay, I haven't watched the season, but like, there was just something about Johnny that I remember being like, if I was watching the show, he would be the person I was rooting for. I really liked Erica's like how badass she was. Like, she was a bad bitch. Like, you could feel in her aura she was, right? And I really loved that about her. But Johnny was just so good. He had like the confidence. He had the social game. He was good with everybody. He was hilarious, so smart. And it was too good to be true. And it was like, I felt like I was always going to come last within our trio for him. And again, I haven't watched the show and I don't know. I just felt like he had so many people he cared about before me. Like, he had Erica, he had Allie, he had Liv, he had Maddie, he had Will. Like, he really didn't care about me. I think I was above like maybe Kayla and Derek for him, but I don't think I was on the list that he cared about.
I agree with you. In watching the feeds, I agree with you. I would say I think you weren't high on his priority list, but I think he also played the game a lot like you in the sense that he would have moved you up on that list had it become best for his game to move you up on that list type of a deal. But I think your gut was definitely correct when it came to Johnny. Salwal416 wants to know, how were you able to refocus yourself and your gameplay after the triple eviction when you had felt that you made a mistake by keeping Kayla? So we kind of saw you were very like distraught after you kept Kayla. How did you bounce back from that?
I think so much of that I didn't necessarily regret my game choice. I think I had heard people applaud to Liv calling me a floater, and that's what had messed with my head. I was really distraught by I care so much about the game, and I love the fans so much, and so to me, if the fans thought my game was garbage, and again, that's not what happened at all, but in my head when I was so paranoid, I was like, oh my god, they hate me. The fact that she called me a floater, they're cheering for it, they hate me. And so I remember thinking, this is the wrong call, basically, in fans' view, but I remember thinking this is the best call for my game. But it was hard to decide for which team was better for me to do for my game versus what Canada wanted me to do. And I had to put my game above that, but it was hard that night when Kayla won. And I felt like I was regretful of my decision, but I also had to tell myself, if I don't do this now, and if I don't win the next two, I'm screwed. I'm gone before Will is, and that's I made my call. I kept the strong showmans in, and now all I can do is just beat them. If I don't win them in these comps, I'm done, and that's it for my game. I just had to roll with it and just kind of be okay, well, I already made my call, and now the only thing I can do is beat them and prove the jury wrong and say, hey, I made the right decision. I ended up being able to beat them, which thank God it ended up happening, or else it'd be so bad.
Look, we, again, no offense, Will fans, but it was very clear to me that Will would do whatever you said in the game. But do you think that had the voting order been different, you kind of got this question a lot too, had Will gone in there first and came out and said to you, I voted for Kayla, I didn't vote for Allie, would you have went along with what Will did, or would you have still stuck on voting out Allie?
I would have voted out Allie. Yeah. Because at that point, the damage was done. I could see it in their faces. I knew I'd already made my bet. I knew I was going to have to vote Kayla out the night before, or Allie out the night before, when I was on the couch and I was telling Kayla, I was like, yeah, it's probably time for you to, know that I'm probably not going to be wanting to keep you. And then we had that conversation. I pulled to the pantry and I was like, honestly, I need more time. Because, it was $100,000 decision. That triple is everything in the game. It changes so fast. You go 7 weeks playing the game with a lot of people, and then within 7 days we had 4 people gone. It's just it's so fast. And so I had to make the call that was best for me. And at that point it was already done. I could tell that Allie was pissed. I could tell that Liv didn't trust me anymore, and I wouldn't have minded Will being the odd man out, because then he would go up on the triple and I wouldn't.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to say what could have been different had I done something else. But I felt like I wasn't going to be voting Kayla out at that point. It had already been gone for too far,
Right. You got this question a lot, too. Well, let's go to some questions about jury. I'm going to take it from BB Boston. She wants to know, what was going through your mind when Kayla was yelling at the jury and calling them babies?
Okay, I'll be totally honest with you. A little part of me was like, holy shit, you just won Big Brother. A small part of me, part of me was like, okay, because Kayla had done so much, okay? Kayla had done so much in this game. But I knew from her eviction speech that she wouldn't do well in front of a jury. And so I was hoping she just wasn't able to say everything that she did. And, I got lucky. That's not something that I or anybody else could have planned. I just got lucky in that sense because she had done so much. And so when she said that, it was kind of also okay, I hate to be an asshole about it, but to me, I was like, okay, this is good for you, because then the jury is going to probably be leaning towards you. But I don't know. It's just it's terrible to say, only because I know how hard Kayla worked to get to the final two. And it sucks to have something I don't know, whether you're afraid or it's just anxiety, stop you from, telling everybody how well of a game you played. But it worked out to my benefit. So I can't be mad about it.
Okay. A Great Dane mom wants to know. Great Dane wants to know. Do you still run the dates in your head out of habit? Do you still run the dates in your head out of habit?
Yeah, well, yes and no, only because Big Brother is such a true reflection of how I am with studying outside the house too. Like I procrastinate so much, like so bad. I went in that house 60 days without studying. 60 days. Like anytime I start, I'd just be like, La La Land, or like I should go socialize, or like I should go hang out with like Liv and Allie. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was just like not studying because like I was like, you know what, Maddie will do the studying. Or like I'll study when I have to. 60 days I went with that. And then in the 2 days before the HOH one, I was like, no, no, no. I have to do this. I have to do this. And so I crammed a lot. And ever since then, yeah, like the days just randomly come up in my head. And I'm like, oh, I don't need to know this anymore. Like, get out of my head. I've had enough.
Rafe S wants to know, what did you think of Johnny's final question for you when he wanted you to drag Kayla on television? Did you think it was funny? Did you think it was mean?
Oh, well, I mean, now that you say that, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't in Kayla's shoes, so like maybe from her end it was, but like to me, first and foremost, I was like surprised because I was like, damn, I didn't know you were allowed to say it as a jury question. And two, I was like looking at it as an opportunity to like just say why my game was superior. So like at the time I wasn't paying too much attention, but in retrospect, I'm just like, that's such a Johnny question. Like he was such a little like ball of sass sometimes that it's like you can't deprive him of asking a question that is so
Mm-hmm.
Johnny. Like
Right.
that was so Johnny. And so I don't know. I liked it, but obviously I'm biased because I'm on like, like I got to say something about it.
Starlet7 wants to know, are you as flirtatious in real life as you are in the house, or as you were in the house?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't accomplished much in my life, but in grade 12, I was voted biggest flirt. I'm definitely like that with everybody, but it's not even like with guys. It's just like there's a whole YouTube video called Olivia and Paris's Flirt Mans. Like I'm just like a touchy-feely person. I really like when I'm talking to you, like I'm talking to you, and I
Right.
like using my hands. I like just the way I am. I don't even look at it as like, ooh, I'm being flirtatious. It's just like the way I am.
Rachel Platts wants to know, who are you the closest with now outside of the game? I mean, it's only been 10 days, but who would you say you're the closest with now that the game's over?
I Okay, I'll be totally 100% honest with you guys. My stuff was stolen the night of the finale. I haven't had my phone. I haven't had any. That's why I've been like so away from social media and stuff too, because I haven't had my stuff, and I almost like looked at it as an excuse to like not even have my phone. I'm like, oh, sorry, don't have a phone, can't get back to you, just because I wanted some time to just be around family and like
Mm-hmm.
understand what I just went through, like what just happened. And so, like, I haven't even had people's numbers to, like, have a conversation with them. So far, I've talked to Maddie, I've talked to Allie, I've talked to Liv, I've talked to Jesse, I've talked to Derek, Johnny, Veronica. I've talked to Will, I've talked to everybody so far. It's just, a matter of like hanging out. We're gonna have to see. I know I'm seeing Allie on Sunday. I feel like her and I are probably gonna be really good friends just because we live close too. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have to see. I'm actually friends with everybody in the house. So Kayla's gonna be staying with me for a couple of nights when she comes to visit. So we'll have to see. We're actually friends, you guys.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna just 1 second. Hold on, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take care of this for you right now. Hi, Ika. I'm gonna need you to give Paris the stuff back that you stole, okay? Thank you, Ika. Goodbye. Okay, that leads me to a question, Paris.
Oh,
Leads me to a
dear.
question, Paris.
Yes.
What do you like want to say? Like, obviously, have you had a chance to talk to Ika? Do you want to talk to Ika? I think there was like a lot of issue with your fans and Ika because maybe she was joking around. I have to say, I haven't seen it. I've only heard the story, but I don't know if there's anything you want to say about it.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I know about it, and
Okay.
it's very little. So when I got out of the house, one of the first things I was told by everybody that had been outside the house, like pre-jury and just like people in general, were like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, here's the thing. Everyone loves you. The alumni loves you. Ika hates you. And I was like, what? And I just like, it took me a second because I was like, wait, why? Like, I honestly didn't know. Um, I know now from some tweets that I think she thought I was talking shit about her. I don't even remember. I do know that she posted a video of me freaking out over her being in the house, and then was like, same lips that be talking about me, the same lips that be asking saying. And I was like, I don't remember. So apparently I talked a lot of crap about her. Don't remember. I just kind of left it at that. I feel like you don't mess with her, so I haven't been wanting to. I don't know why she hates me. Some people were like, you look like Netta, and that's why. And I don't know. Like, I have no idea where it comes from. It sucks, but like I don't know what to even say. Like, it's weird.
I want you two to be friends.
I don't know why. I have to find out first. I have to dive in and find out why she hates me.
Right.
But
I feel we can work this out. I feel
we
there
can?
can be
Okay.
an Ika and Paris friendship because I need it, because I love both of you.
I've always looked up to her. I've talked, I don't know at what point I said something that offended her so much. It sucks, but you gotta also recognize, like, you're in that house 24/7. Like, talking shit is like even like a way to just pass time sometimes. Like, it's not that serious. Like, a lot of people I'm friends with from this season have talked shit about me. Like, it's just the way it goes. Like, it's the game.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to, are there any alumni who you, I see a few people actually asking, are there any alumni you would have loved to have played the game with? Like, if it was kind of like last season?
Okay, I loved every single person that came back last season. Like, that dream cast, honestly. So aside from those 8, one person I think really didn't get enough credit was Ashley from season 3. Like, that girl, like, won so much when she needed to. Like, she was so good. She aligned herself with powerful players. She stuck it out for a long time, and if she had gone to the end, she would have won, I think. Her probably. I think Neha didn't get a fair chance. Peter. Who else? And the eight that were on last season were just so good. Like, can you imagine playing the game with like Netta and even Ika, Kevin? Like, those are just, they're legends. Like, Bruno, everyone.
Amazing. You got this question a lot. Who are you taking on your European vacation?
Okay, I don't know how the trip works. I said on the show a lot I was going to give it to my parents, but like, they don't even seem that excited. So I might be going on the trip myself, probably. I'm going to have to see who I want to take. Maybe my best friend.
I'm sorry, your audio cut out. It sounded like you didn't say me.
Oh, it's going to be me and Eric. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right, thank you.
Like everything.
I don't do well on planes, so it's fine. You don't have to take
It's fine.
I believe, side note, and maybe I'm totally wrong, but I believe you're allowed to cash that out.
Really?
I might be wrong, but I believe in past seasons, they were able to cash out trips, meaning get the cast value instead. So you might want to ask about that.
Okay, because I have no idea, like, if it's even a long trip or what.
Well, you find it. It's probably worth $5,000 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Lana K wants to know. I'm gonna rephrase your question, Lana K. She says, on the feeds a lot, you were worried about how you would be portrayed or like what your parents would see. How have your parents been since being out of the house? Do they like approve of how you played the game? Do they support you? Stuff like that.
Well, they don't watch the show, so they have no point of reference for it. They were actually, that's the thing. It's like, I didn't just doubt myself with them. I doubted myself with everything and everybody and how it was going to be viewed. So it's like, it's been 100 times more supportive and more like welcoming than I thought it was going to be, because again, I didn't know. So they're actually super happy about me. I was so paranoid. Like, they're happy for me. They're proud of me. I didn't know. Like, I was losing my mind in that house. I was like, oh my God, they probably think I'm just, they see me lie or they see me make an alliance and go back on it. They probably just think they didn't raise a good daughter. Like, I was just so up in my own head. But
well, I hope
so far so good.
I hope people told your parents you played an amazing game. I hope that's.
I think some people might have, because they're like, "Oh, hey, okay, you did it well."
All right, so I'm gonna say this because technically we should be wrapping up. But do you want to do like another 10 minutes or so, Paris?
Yeah.
Another 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, I would love to.
I'm gonna. I'm going to give you a bunch more questions. Let me remind everybody quickly, become a fan now on YouNow so that you are alerted every time we go live. Again, Kayla tomorrow, Derek Thursday, Johnny Friday, Will on Saturday. So become a fan so you're alerted for that.
Ooh.
And currently the #1 fan in the running for Paris's Skype call is Becca with time running out.
Ooh, okay, Becca.
It's almost
I see you, girl.
Okay. Let me go to Christine B666 asked this, and I see a lot of people actually asked it. When will you be going back to school, or do you plan on taking a break right now?
I know I want to go back to school. This was
already
like, and again, I guess I won't know until the time comes. Like things might change, something else might come up. I've already like gotten some pretty good offers for certain things that I never thought I would want to do. So it's like part of me does want to take a break and just like take up that opportunity and just see where it goes. But I love school. I want to be in school. I already miss it. And so I think right now as it stands, I'm going to be studying again and back like in September probably. So I'll be back in school.
I have to say I did too. I swear I have like 3 degrees, and I just found out that you don't need to be an actual doctor to have a doctorate. It just
yes.
It's just how many credits you have. I can be a doctor. Me.
You could be.
I'm so close to being a doctor. I can't wait.
You have to at this point, Dr.
I really
Eric.
kind of feel like I do have to. It's one of my new life
3
goals.
degrees worth of.
Seriously.
I want to spill some tea. Ask me some spicy questions. I might do like a fast round.
Okay, now you know this is public.
Okay, fine, maybe not.
Why don't we save that for the Patreon? I don't know if you want to get in trouble with the spilling the tea question.
Let's do it. Okay.
Plus, Jesse's in the chat room. So, I don't know if you want to do the spill the tea questions yet. It's Carly Wade says, do you mind telling us anything fun you're going to spend your winnings on?
Anything fun? Trips, man. I'm such a sucker for, like, I've just, forever now, I've wanted to go on a couple of nice trips and just explore, just be on my own. I might even do like a solo trip. I don't even know. But like, that's probably the thing that I'm going to be spending my money on. I also don't have a car, so I should probably get a car. I feel like that'd be pretty fun. But I don't know. I don't want to like blow through all my winnings like right away.
A new phone?
So we'll see. Yeah, right? Get a phone finally.
Bella says, okay, if you want to spill the tea, then tell us what's going on. And he's not here anymore. Tell us what's going on with you and Jesse. Will you two be hanging out, going on a date?
I don't know. We've talked outside the house,
okay.
Obviously. Good conversation. It's just, he lives over here. I live over here. It's just, I don't know how that thing works out. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know. I'm sure you guys will be the first to find out.
Here's how it works. Hi, Air Canada. I want $100,000. I need to book a plane ticket for my boy toy. Make sure he's not wearing glasses. I mean, wearing glasses.
Yes. Can you make sure he is wearing glasses? Like.
Oh, gotta love Jesse. I have to say, honest to God, Jesse, most surprising. I almost feel bad saying this, but like the most humble, down to earth, kindest, shocking person postseason ever. Like one with the fans out there, like just amazing with fans and so humble postseason. I didn't really think that's what was going to happen when he got out of the house.
And that's the thing. It's like, I have no idea what was shown on the show, but like really funny, nice guy. I was pleasantly surprised. The very first night that I met him, he was wearing a leather jacket. And I literally said to him, I was like, you're such a fuckboy. I can already tell. I don't want to hang out with you because you seem dangerous. And then I like actually got to know him and I was like, you are so down to earth. Like, you're so funny, like so funny and like so nice. And I think that like, I don't know, I feel like he probably got like a douchebag edit on the show, but
no, he didn't.
I don't think, no? Oh,
no,
okay.
Not really.
But overall, nice guy, man. I was also surprised, so.
Love it. When did Maddie find out that you and Will were in a 6-person alliance with Johnny, Erica, Allie, and Liv? Do you remember when she kind of found that out in the game? Whitney
Yeah,
wants to know.
it was later in the game, I think maybe around the triple. I spilled the tea to Derek. I told him, I was like, yo, like I think I was trying to get close with him. I don't remember how, but I remember telling him, I'm not even close with Ali and Liv. We had an alliance back in the day, the six of us, but it never became anything. And as soon as I told him, I knew the first person I had to tell was Maddie, just because I didn't want Maddie to find out and think she was left out of it. So I think I told her like later on in the game.
Okay. All right. You want questions which are going to be more tea, spilly, and drama. Here, I'll ask you some. Nicole wants to know, Paris. What do you think of Dayla's relationship? Do you think they're in love?
Why did I ask you?
See, I was ignoring these questions, Paris.
No, we'll do it. Okay. I don't know where it's gonna go from here on out, but I'm rooting for them because like I was the first one to be like #Dayla, this is a real thing. And like I saw they get along really well. Like they hung out the entire time with themselves. So I feel like they know each other by now, and if they like continue to like each other throughout the show, like 2-3 months on the show is like the equivalent of like an entire year's worth.
Right.
So it's like I feel like they have potential. It's just another thing for them is also again like the distance. Like I know that she's gonna come visit him soon, so we're gonna see what happens.
Okay. Gwen wants to know, do you know how many people thought that you were the person Derek actually was into and not Kayla?
I thought you were gonna leave this for the okay.
Oh, that was a bad question?
That was that?
Oh, I thought you were just gonna be like, no. I didn't know that was a bad question.
Okay, well, because I don't know if people know, but like we just had a couple conversations in there early on, but then never mind. Am I saying too much?
All right, no, you're not. But here, we'll talk about it in today's show. Let me ask you this.
Okay, yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
There's someone in the chat room again called the Butterfly of Death.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have to talk to them about that name on Friday when they join us live. I mean Thursday. No, Friday. He wants to know, why didn't you trust me once in this game?
Well, because you were just sitting so well with everybody. I felt like I was never your priority. This is Johnny we're talking about, right?
This is Johnny we're talking about, and I was going to say, Johnny, she already answered that earlier in the show.
I did. I just felt like you and Erica were like my ideal for an alliance, but I just never felt important to you. I felt like I could see your game because it was a game that I was trying to play, but you were doing it better. Mm-hmm. I felt like you were just killing it. Like you had Maddie and Will on one side, you had a little side relationship with Ryan, you had like Liv, Allie, and Erica, and it's like to me, like I was trying to do the exact same thing. You were just doing it a lot better with comp wins. So I just felt like you didn't care about me. I felt like I wasn't your priority, and I didn't believe you when you said it, like I was. I could see I wasn't.
So
you know?
Johnny, please come prepared to defend that statement on Friday.
That's right, Johnny.
And I'm gonna have Paris record a video question for you right now, so you're gonna regret it.
So it's not gonna be good for you. Drag him.
I will say, Johnny says he really is just here to support you. He loves you and says he agrees with everything you said. For real, he really said that.
Love you, Johnny.
I want to say, all right, let's go to a last question. There's no way we're getting to all of the questions we have for you on this show, but it's all the more reason for people to follow you on social media, and we'll get to all your social medias in a minute. Let me ask the final question from our town, who wants to know, is there anything you learned about yourself now that you're out of the game that you didn't know about yourself before you started playing it?
I thought my social skills were lacking, and because I never try. Like I like being indoors on my own. I don't hang out with like a lot of people, and I thought there's going to be 15 like crazy good like best of their friend group even kind of people, like like we all like had such strong personalities, and it's like imagine like we are all people that are probably known by our friends and family as like the outgoing ones, and there's like 16 of us in a house, and I felt like I wasn't going to be able to navigate through that as well as I did. I think I realized my social skills were probably a lot better than I thought they were. I also realized I'm very indecisive. I didn't know how indecisive I was. So I think those are the two that I probably learned. And also just how quick I built a bond with these people. Like, I really care for these people a lot. They're my family.
Well, I think it showed. I 100% think that showed. Now, speaking of people that love you and care about you, Paris.
Yes.
There are hundreds and hundreds of your fans right now watching you live. I want to give you full screen to say whatever you want to say to all of your fans watching you live right now. The floor, Paris, is yours.
Oh my God. Oh, look at me. I got the whole thing. First and foremost, a huge thank you for sticking by me. I know that at times I played a messy game, and I know at times it was really hard for you to root for me because I made mistakes along the way. I am by no means a perfect Big Brother player. Things happened to work out for me in the end, so I'm very proud of the game that I played. But, you know, it's been so nice to come out to all this, like, support, knowing that I made mistakes and you guys still stuck by me. And so I thank you so much. I am so honored that I got to play out what I've wanted to play for years and years and years. I got to win it like I had always envisioned, and it's the most surreal experience of my life. So thank you for sharing it with me, and I'm always going to be a fan. I don't look at myself as anything else. I'm such a fan. I hope that I get to answer all of you guys. I know you've sent me lots of questions and DMs. Just know I see it. Sometimes I'm not able to like answer right away or at all for now, but I'm trying to get back to them. And I just thank you for sticking by me through my ups and downs, because I know I had a lot of them. So I hope you enjoyed me this season.
We did. Now, speaking of social media, I know, and we apologize we couldn't get to all of your questions, but that is why you need to be following Paris on social media. So let's start with, where do you want people to follow you on social media, Paris?
I actually never had Twitter before going on the show, so
Okay.
I'm very new to Twitter. I like it. I'm very new to it. So
Okay.
I think I see me up there.
That's
so
you
that's
right there.
That's it. BB Can Paris A.
Yeah.
I'm very new to this. Like, be patient with me. I also have Instagram, but then again, I'm not the most active person. I post like a couple times a year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna be better there. I swear, like, this is like, I'm gonna be better. This is the time where I start doing things on the internet, and it's at Paris XO.
All right, we will put the links to all of Paris's social media below this video on our website when you guys are watching this back, the edited show. Her links will be below this video. And if Paris does not end up on social media, we'll just have to bring her back on here again to answer more of you guys' questions.
I would love to.
Well,
Sorry I didn't get to all of them.
You better be coming back to talk about Big Brother 20 with us in a month or less.
Gladly. I will gladly do that. Thank you so much for having me on. This was so fun.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Congratulations. Becca is again the #1 fan on this. Becca, you are destroying it on all of these shows. Congratulations, Becca. #1 fan winning Skype call with Paris.
Hi, Becca. Thank you so much. Oh,
All right, patrons. We're going to see you guys in about 1 minute over on the patron group. And I'll see the rest of you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern for Kayla. Bye, everybody. And bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.